Have you ever noticed a peculiar smell when visiting an elderly person's home? That odor that makes you wonder what's going on there, but for some reason, no one openly comments on it. It is precisely these olfactory mysteries that we will unravel today, delving into a topic that is often overlooked, but carries crucial information about the health and well-being of our seniors. Prepare for a journey of surprising discoveries that go beyond what you imagine. In this video, we will explore the 7 strangest smells that can emerge in elderly homes and what they truly mean, uncovering secrets that can be important indicators of hidden problems. Stay with us until the end to understand each of these signs and how to interpret them, as the information you will learn can be valuable for you and for those you love. Before we begin, please like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content, and at the end, tell me in the comments, which of these smells have you noticed and what do you think it means? Chapter 1. Old person smell. Many people have referred to a certain old person smell, a common expression that, while seemingly harmless, carries a stigma and curiosity about its origin. This peculiar odor, which can be perceived in environments frequented by the elderly, is not a myth but a biological phenomenon documented by science. It is real and has an explanation that goes far beyond simple lack of hygiene, debunking a series of prejudices. It is important to understand that it is not a problem but a characteristic. The science behind this smell points to a specific molecule called 2-nonenal. With advancing age, our sebaceous glands begin to produce more fatty acids, while the skin's natural ability to break down these acids decreases. This process results in the oxidation of skin lipids, which in turn generates 2-nonenal, an unsaturated aldehyde that is the main component of this characteristic odor. It is a natural process of aging. It is crucial to understand that the appearance of 2-nonenal is not directly linked to poor personal hygiene. Even with regular bathing and soap use, the skin of an elderly person will continue to produce this substance. Therefore, attributing this smell to a lack of cleanliness is a misconception. It is a natural byproduct of skin metabolism that occurs regardless of hygiene habits. This takes an enormous burden off the shoulders of the elderly and their families. Although the old person smell is natural and does not indicate a lack of hygiene, the perception of this odor can be intensified by inadequate room ventilation or the accumulation of clothes and fabrics that absorb and retain 2-nonenal. Enclosed and poorly ventilated environments can concentrate the odor, making it more noticeable and, at times, unpleasant. Good air circulation can help to attenuate this perception, improving everyone's comfort. The best way to deal with the old person smell is through a combination of measures. This includes maintaining good personal hygiene, as already mentioned, but also focuses on ventilating rooms well, frequently washing bedding and clothing, and using specific products such as soaps or lotions with a neutral pH, which can help control the oxidation of skin lipids. The goal is not to eliminate the smell, but to manage it effectively for everyone's well-being. Chapter 2. Odor of medicines and pharmaceutical chemicals. A common but often underestimated smell in elderly homes is the odor of medicines and pharmaceutical chemicals. This peculiar aroma is not only due to visible medications on shelves or in boxes, but also to residues of substances that can accumulate in the environment. Frequently, the combination of multiple medications, ointments, and other health products creates a unique olfactory atmosphere that permeates fabrics and furniture, becoming noticeable. The origin of this odor lies in the composition of the drugs themselves. Many medications have volatile components that, when released into the air, contribute to the characteristic smell. Furthermore, the way they are stored, opened, and handled also influences it. Open bottles, crushed pills to facilitate ingestion, or even the improper disposal of empty packaging can release particles that add to the general aroma of the environment, impregnating the air. It is important to differentiate this smell from that of cleaning products, which are also chemicals. The odor of medicines tends to be more pungent, sometimes metallic or sweetish, depending on the predominant medication. It is not necessarily a warning sign of imminent danger, but can indicate a large quantity of medications being used, which in turn may lead to the need to review polypharmacy and its side effects. Room ventilation is a crucial factor in dissipating these odors. In homes where windows are rarely opened or the air conditioning does not have good circulation, the smell tends to concentrate and become stronger. Enclosed and poorly ventilated environments act as a reservoir for these volatile particles, intensifying the sensation of heavy air permeated by pharmaceutical aromas. To mitigate the odor of medicines, some practices can be adopted. Keeping medications in their original wrappers, storing them in airy and dry places, and properly discarding empty packaging are effective measures. Additionally, regularly airing out the house, using air purifiers with HEPA filters, and washing fabrics that can absorb these odors, such as curtains and upholstery, can help refresh the environment and reduce this olfactory characteristic. Chapter 3. Smell of spoiled food or expired food. One of the most unpleasant and, at times, most concerning smells in an elderly person's home is that of spoiled or expired food. This odor, which can range from a strong sourness to a persistent rancidity, is not just inconvenient, but a clear indicator that something is wrong with food management. The constant presence of this smell can signal anything from forgetfulness to difficulties in handling and discarding products, requiring immediate attention. The main source of this odor is food that has passed its consumption point, either due to being outside adequate refrigeration, forgotten in cabinets, or simply having an expired shelf life. Sour dairy products, rotting fruits, foul-smelling meats, and decomposing vegetables release gases and volatile compounds that spread throughout the environment, impregnating the air and even the fabrics in the house. More than a simple olfactory discomfort, the smell of spoiled food can be a warning sign for more serious problems. For elderly people living alone, it can indicate memory difficulties, such as forgetting that they bought a certain food or where they stored it. It can also point to physical limitations that make it difficult to discard or organize the pantry, which requires a careful and attentive eye. The persistence of this smell in areas like the kitchen, pantry, or refrigerator, even after superficial cleaning, demonstrates the need for deeper intervention. Often, the problem lies in food scraps accumulated in hard-to-reach places, such as behind appliances, inside disorganized cabinets, or in forgotten containers at the back of the refrigerator. To eliminate and prevent the odor of spoiled food, it is essential to carry out regular and thorough cleanings, focusing on checking the expiration dates of all products. It is crucial to encourage the elderly person to discard expired food, organize the pantry and refrigerator in an accessible way, and, if necessary, offer help with this task. Small gestures of organization and vigilance can make a big difference in air quality and food safety. Chapter 4. Odor of mold and hidden moisture. An earthy, musty smell of mold and dampness is one of the most persistent and often most difficult odors to eradicate in any environment, especially in elderly homes. This odor is not only unpleasant, but also an indicator that there is a moisture problem that may be compromising the structure of the house, and, more importantly, the health of its residents. The presence of this strong smell usually points to areas where moisture is accumulating without adequate ventilation. The origin of the mold smell is the growth of microscopic fungi that proliferate in humid, dark environments with little air circulation. Leaking pipes, roof leaks, walls with waterproofing problems, or even a simple sink leak can create ideal conditions for the development of these microorganisms. The smell is the result of volatile organic compounds, VOCs, that mold releases into the air. More than an olfactory nuisance, mold represents a significant health risk, especially for the elderly who generally have a weakened immune system. Inhaling mold spores can trigger or worsen respiratory problems such as asthma, allergies, bronchitis, and even lung infections. It is an irritant that can lead to chronic coughing, runny nose, and eye and throat irritation, worsening the quality of life. Identifying the source of mold can be a challenge, as it can be hidden behind furniture, under the floor, inside walls, or in rarely used closets. The smell, however, is a strong indication of its presence. Look for dark stains on walls, ceilings, or corners, as well as any signs of peeling paint or wallpaper, as these are visible symptoms of dampness and mold. To combat mold odor and proliferation, the first step is to find and solve the source of the moisture. Repairs to leaks, improved ventilation by opening windows, and the use of dehumidifiers are crucial steps. Additionally, cleaning affected areas with specific anti-mold products and keeping the house always aired out are essential to prevent the problem from returning and to ensure a healthy environment for the elderly person. Chapter 5. Strong urine or feces odor. The strong smell of urine or feces in a house is one of the most delicate and embarrassing odors, but one that requires immediate attention, especially when present in an elderly person's home. This unmistakable odor is not just a cleaning issue, but can be indicative of deeper problems such as urinary or fecal incontinence, mobility difficulties, or even neglect of the elderly person's personal hygiene, demanding sensitivity and proactivity. The causes of this smell are varied, but are generally related to the improper elimination of bodily waste. Incontinence, common in the elderly, can lead to urine or feces leakage onto clothes, furniture, carpets, and even mattresses. When not promptly and effectively cleaned, these residues decompose, releasing ammonia compounds and other gases that produce the characteristic strong odor. The persistent presence of this smell is a crucial warning sign that should not be ignored. In addition to social embarrassment and a decrease in the elderly person's quality of life, the moisture and acidity of urine and feces can cause skin irritations, recurrent urinary tract infections, and, in more severe cases, the development of bed sores. It is essential to act quickly to resolve the situation and ensure the elderly person's well-being. The odor may be more noticeable in specific locations, such as bedrooms, bathrooms, or even on sofas and chairs where the elderly person spends most of their time. Dirty clothes left in hampers for too long, used adult diapers improperly discarded, or even the lack of regular bathroom cleaning significantly contribute to the saturation of the environment with this unpleasant smell. To combat this problem, it is essential to address the root cause. This may include professional help for incontinence management, the use of high-quality absorbent products, and the implementation of a rigorous routine of personal hygiene and environmental cleaning. Frequently washing bedding and clothing, cleaning surfaces and floors with disinfectants and air fresheners, and ensuring proper waste disposal are vital steps to eliminate the smell and restore the elderly person's dignity and comfort. Chapter 6. Body odors and lack of personal hygiene. Intense body odors and the smell of a lack of personal hygiene are, unfortunately, a reality in some elderly homes, and it is a topic that needs to be addressed with delicacy and understanding. Unlike the natural old person smell, this type of odor is generally caused by the absence or deficiency in bathing routines, changing clothes, and skincare, creating an olfactory environment that can be uncomfortable for everyone. The reasons for a lack of hygiene can be complex and varied. Mobility difficulties, pain when moving, depression, forgetfulness due to cognitive conditions like dementia, or even a lack of assistance with hygiene tasks can prevent the elderly person from staying clean. Additionally, loss of smell, common in old age, can make the elderly person unaware of their own odor, which exacerbates the situation. Body odors arise from the accumulation of sweat, dead skin cells, bacteria, and natural oils. When there is no adequate hygiene, these elements mix and decompose, producing a strong and unpleasant smell that permeates clothes, bedding, furniture, and the environment in general. This smell can be an indication that the elderly person needs more support for their daily needs. The presence of these odors is not only unpleasant, but can also lead to health problems for the elderly person themselves. Skin irritations, Fungal or bacterial infections, and even the worsening of wounds are risks associated with a lack of hygiene. Furthermore, social isolation can be a consequence, as friends and family may feel uncomfortable visiting the home. Dealing with body odors and a lack of hygiene requires a sensitive and proactive approach. It is essential to offer help and support for bathing routines, ensure the availability of appropriate personal hygiene products, and promote regular changes of clothes and bedding. Open and empathetic conversations about the importance of hygiene, along with the assistance of caregivers or family members, are essential to restore the comfort and dignity of the elderly person. Chapter 7. Smell of burning or smoke. A smell of burning or smoke in an elderly person's home, even without an apparent fire, is one of the most alarming odors and requires immediate attention. Unlike other smells, this is a warning sign of potential danger, indicating that something is overheating, burning at a low level, or that there is an imminent risk of fire. Ignoring this smell can have serious consequences for the safety of the elderly person and everyone living in or visiting the home. The causes of this smell can be diverse. Malfunctioning appliances such as defective toasters, ovens with burnt food residues, pots left on a lit stove, or even overheating electrical wires inside walls can generate this odor. In some cases, it may be cigarette smoke from a nearby neighbor, but it is crucial to investigate every possible source. It is extremely important not to underestimate the presence of this smell. For the elderly, the ability to perceive odors may be diminished, and reduced mobility can make it difficult to react quickly in an emergency. Furthermore, memory problems can cause them to forget an appliance is on or a pot on the stove, significantly increasing the risk of domestic accidents. The smell of burning may be stronger in areas near the source of the problem, such as the kitchen, near outlets, or in rooms with many electronic devices. However, the smell of smoke can spread quickly throughout the house. Also look for other signs such as visible smoke, sparks, outlets that are hot to the touch, or constantly tripping circuit breakers, as this reinforces the urgency of the situation. Upon smelling burning or smoke, immediate action is crucial. First, check if anything is visibly burning. Turn off appliances and stoves. If the source is not apparent or if the smell persists, leave the house immediately and call emergency services, fire department. Never hesitate to seek professional help, as the safety of the elderly person and the property must be the top priority. Conclusion: we have reached the end of our olfactory journey, uncovering the 7 strange smells that can arise in an elderly person's home and that often go unnoticed or are misinterpreted. More than mere inconveniences, these odors can be true warning signs about the health, safety, and well-being of our loved ones. Understanding what each smell means allows us to act proactively, offering the necessary support and care to ensure a better quality of life for the elderly. We hope this video has been enlightening and that you have learned to identify and interpret these important signs. Remember that an attentive eye and an empathetic attitude can make all the difference. If this content was useful to you, please like it to help us reach more people, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next videos, and share your experiences in the comments. Have you noticed any of these smells? What was your attitude? And what did you discover? Your experience can help others.